Alright, what is up guys? So, I know it's been a while, but we've actually got something new on the table. This is another one from Emax. They're just kind of killing it with the whole Tinyhawk 2 series. This is the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle. And real quick, let's take it down to the table and take a closer look at it. Alright guys, so just a close look at the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle. You'll see that it comes with the updated board that the Tinyhawk 2 series uses with the up to 200 milliwatt VTX. And you can see I swapped out the stock connector for an XT30 just because that's a little more convenient for me. 2.5 inch Avan props. I haven't broken one of these yet, but I did have to put the screws in because I kept knocking them off in the backyard. The antenna, I don't know if the first Freestyle was like this, but the antenna is heat shrunk to a zip tie that's just kind of attached to the frame, and that actually works out pretty well. Haven't had any issues there. I did heat it up a little bit to kind of get it into the position I wanted with a heat gun, but I mean, it's not necessary. Runcam Nano 2 with fully adjustable tilt, and then of course, you know, like any of your other nano size cameras will fit in there if you want to upgrade, which I'll probably do. And we can see some like grass stains. I've been crashing the crap out of this thing. Then we've got our, let's see if that shows up. So they're 1103 7000 kV motors. I don't know if that's going to show up. Kind of. Too small. So yeah, that's the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle. And then we'll kind of line it up next to the other Tinyhawk 2s. So this is kind of the one that got it started. The original Tinyhawk 2 with the nano size camera. And then we have the Tinyhawk 2 Race, which is surprisingly not much bigger footprint than the first Tinyhawk 2. But then you can see the Freestyle is just a tiny bit bigger. And then if we throw these guys on the scale, see if that's going to show up. So the Tinyhawk 2, 31 grams. Tinyhawk 2 Race, 45. And then the Freestyle is 56. I don't know how that compares to the first Freestyle, but it's basically about the same weight as a Diatone GTB 229. I think that was like 54 grams. And then just for a little bit more comparison, my son's, this is a 3-inch, I don't even remember what this is called. Oh geez, Racer X Twig XL. That's 95 grams for a 3-inch. Okay, let's go back up and hopefully we can fly this thing. Alright guys, so that was the up close, and you can kind of see that it's just, you know, it's an evolution of the Tinyhawk 2 series, and it's just like an upgraded Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle with the better VTX and the better camera. I think those are things that people really wanted, because I know with the Freestyle, I don't have one, but I know a lot of people complained about the VTX performance and the range. So that's fixed. Now, the reason why I'm kind of calling this like my quarantine quad is because even though it's spring and I do have plenty of free time to go fly, the fact that people are out of work and schools are closed means that all of the parks are packed. So I actually haven't been flying my 5-inch quads a lot. I've been flying my backyard a lot, and I've been flying long range because there's nobody out in the desert to worry about really. It's just kind of crazy. You go to a park and they're just like, there's people, kids, and dogs everywhere, which, you know, I'm definitely not going to fault people for that. You know, what else are you going to do? So I've been flying in my backyard, and, you know, I've got like the Tinyhawk 2 Race and the Tinyhawk 2. So if we start with the Tinyhawk 2, this is more of like your fast indoor quad. I only fly this on 2S. I have a bunch of 2S batteries for it, and I think I'm running Betaflight 4.1 in this, but on 2S this thing kicks butt indoors. The Tinyhawk 2 Race is kind of like your step up from that for a yard quad, like a backyard quad. And, you know, and it's fast and it's fun, but the Freestyle kicks it up because it's got 2-inch props, and now, you know, I do have a quad that has 3-inch props. This has basically parts transplanted from my HX115, which this quad on 3S is actually about as fast as a 5-inch quad. Not that I can't fly it in the backyard, because obviously I fly 5-inch in the backyard, but it's got enough performance to where I have to be really on top of it, and it causes a lot of anxiety because again, I don't want to crash in my neighbor's yards, right? So, not that I want to, you know, be a hype train, but this thing scaled down a little bit with the 2.5-inch props is just, it's perfect for my yard. I'm flying it on 2-cell. I think it's only rated up to 2-cell. I don't know, but I mean, it's been perfect. It's got a little bit more oomph than the Tinyhawk 2 Race, but it's a little more mild than a 3-inch quad, as you would expect. Now, you guys know that, like with my reviews, I like to fly in real time, so you can like get the reaction or whatever. But it's been raining off and on all day because it's spring. So I'm gonna wait it out, see if I can catch a break in the rain and fly it. Even if it's like sprinkling, I'll still fly it because that's okay. If not, luckily I do have some DVR footage of when I first got this, because I've had it for about 2 weeks, and I flew it like 5 days straight. It's just been a blast flying this thing in the backyard. Okay, so I'm gonna get set up. I've got my packs charged. Oh, and I just wanted to show you guys. Most of you probably know this unless you're like kind of new to FPV. The kit does come with 2 full sets of props. That's pretty cool. Not that I've broken any, and maybe I'll post a crash reel or something, but like I've got these like pool ladders in my backyard. I've crashed this thing into the pool ladders like 20 times. I've crashed it into the playground, the fence. I haven't had any issues. It's super durable. Now, it does come with 2 of these 1S 450s that you're supposed to run together, if that'll focus. And they work fine, but the reason why I replaced the connector with the XT30 is just because I already have a bunch of small 2S lipos from my other quad. So again, that was just more convenient for me, and for those 2S lipos with the XT30, you can charge them faster. I charge those in about 10 minutes, whereas with the USB connector, it takes like anywhere from like half an hour to 40 minutes, I think. But again, if you're starting out, this is great. It's fine. I did try, so these Tinyhawk 2 quads have a flight controller with a built-in receiver, and it's meant to work with D8, which, if you know, like the whole debacle, like the new FreeSky radios don't have D8. So there is a mode where you can bind in D16. So I tried binding in D16 with my son's X-Lite, and it'll fly, but I was fail-safing in my backyard. So it's horrible, totally unreliable. So I just bound it to my T16 in D8 mode, and it's been fine. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna get set up. We'll see if we catch a break in the rain, and we'll take this thing for a spin. Okay, so it's just kind of spitting right now, spitting rain, so I'm just gonna go for it. Got my RDQ 2S 450 on there. It's been a minute since I've flown, so let's see how it does. I'll just kind of start easy, warm up. I get about 4 minutes of flight time, and that's like pushing. kind of roll around. I gotta kind of get used to the yard again because my wife's working on our back patio and our pool. Just kind of get comfortable. No water in the lens yet, so that's good. But I mean, it's got a good amount of power for my yard size. I should maybe turn up the VTX power a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, those ladders, I crash on those ladders all the time. Well, when I try to like spiral them like an actual ladder. Ooh, hey, what's up? Ooh. Okay, you guys ready for a power loop? Yeet! Oh, this thing is so much fun. This is such a good backyard quad. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting a little crazy. Oh no. Okay, let's go get that. We'll keep flying that battery. Okay, so we're at 3.9 volts. Let me turn my VTX power up. Okay.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
Let's do some laps and finish off this battery. I'm gonna have to like make up a track on the fly since the layout of the backyard is a little bit different. Ugh, I think I can feel some wind. I'm almost definitely gonna crash again. So go through here. We'll maybe do that. Go back around the trees. Oh, okay, the wind's starting to knock me around. That's the bad part about these micros. Ugh. See, I've hit those ladders so many times. Got a fresh pack on. You can see quad's fine. Like I said, I smack those ladders all the time. But yeah, let's finish this pack off with some laps. You know, I feel I'm pretty lucky that I'm getting like this small break in the rain, because today is really the only day I had to make this vlog, because with the quarantine, my kids are home, and if my daughter's here, it would be like really hard to keep her quiet enough for me to film, but she has an appointment today. So yeah, just super lucky with the weather. But anyway, let's race, see if we can not crash. Oh, yeah, I can feel the wind. Oh, pushing it around. Got some water on the lens. It's starting to come down now. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Ooh, so sloppy. Ah, damn it. Okay, we'll call it. Rain's starting to pick up. All right, guys. So that is the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle from Emax. And again, it's just been, for me, it's just been in kind of like a small blessing, because it's just, for at least for my size of backyard, it's the perfect, like perfect weight, perfect prop size. And actually, I didn't really touch on this, but I actually really like these props. Normally, I'm not a fan of the Emax Avan props, because there's usually like some kind of better alternative. And there might be in this case too, I don't know. But I haven't even explored it because I really like these props. I like the performance, I like the efficiency, and they're really quiet for some reason. Normally Emax props are really loud. But yeah, on my RDQ 450s, I'm getting like, come on. I'm getting like 4 minutes and everything's coming down cold. Now, what I will say is, you can see by the flying and with the Freestyle with the split S and the power loop that it's pretty dialed in. Now, I will say I am running Betaflight 4.2 on this with BL Heli 16.71 for RPM filtering. Now, those are both in beta. They're not stable releases, so I'm not going to share my diff because I think Emax would get mad at me if you guys like messed up your quads because of me. But if you do decide to flash it, I will put the motor mapping in the description, because you need to, at the least, change the motor mapping when you flash it. Anytime you flash it. That's just how it's wired. Probably because the board's rotated. I don't know. So I'll put the motor mapping in the description, but I'm not going to put my diff. Just know that for me, I've got like 20 or 30 packs on 4.2 because I flashed it as soon as I opened it. It's been 100% safe. Like, my motors are coming down always like super cold. I mean, it's been working great on 4.2. So yeah, that's the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle. Like I said, I can't really compare it to the first Freestyle, but with the updated camera and VTX, you know, it's got to be a good step up. Like, FPV is all about your video experience and how good that is. If your video sucks, then everything else is going to suck. It doesn't matter how good the quad flies unless you fly line of sight. But anyway, yeah, that's the Tinyhawk 2 Freestyle. You guys saw how it flies. If you have any questions or complaints, leave them in the comments. Alright guys, thanks for watching.